Hi, everyone. I'm so glad you're here with me. Today, I want to talk about something that has changed my life over and over again: lucid dreams. Also, how I've learned to access their interpretations in a way that feels supportive, not overwhelming. Because for me, dreams are not random, they're not just weird stories, they are messages from the deeper self, from the divine. Sometimes they are poetic, sometimes they're startling, sometimes they are profoundly kind. Hmm. What I love the most about lucid dreaming is this: it actually gives you a moment of choice inside the dream. It's a moment where you can pause and you can say, wait, what is this trying to show me? So, if you've ever had a dream that stayed with you all day, or you've wondered, why did I dream that? Or you felt like your inner world's trying to get your attention, then this talks for you. So before we begin, you can tell me in the comments, or if you're watching later, drop a note and say, have you ever realized you were dreaming while you were dreaming? Or have you ever had a dream that it felt like a message? I've always been someone who notices what's not being said, what's subtle, what's underneath. And that sensitivity came from early life, learning to pay attention to my environment, to any small shifts of energy, and to notice what was happening under the surface. And over time, I realized that that same sensitivity is a gift in dream work. Dreams usually speak in symbols, in feelings or emotions, and also in patterns. And the deeper truth is usually not in the plot, it's in the energy. Energy is is or emotion is energy in motion, but that is that energy that it's flowing within you. I also want to say this really clearly. I don't approach dreams as fortune telling. My approach with them is its inner guidance. Dreams, they really do help me to see what I'm avoiding or what I'm longing for. They can reveal what's ready for healing and what's also ready to be born. So, what is lucid dreaming? A lucid dream is when you're dreaming and all of a sudden you realize, I'm dreaming. And that moment of awareness is really powerful because it opens a doorway. And so you can turn toward whatever might be scary instead of running. And you could even ask questions inside of your dream. You can change your direction in a dream, and you can actually change your relationship to what's happening in your dream. And I want to normalize something. Not every lucid dream feels magical. Some feel really awkward. They may feel brief or really unstable, like waking up in a fog. And that's okay because it's a skill. The biggest shift that helped me interpret dreams is a dream symbol. And it doesn't have just one fixed meaning. A dream symbol, it has your meaning. So a horse in my dream will carry a different emotional truth than a horse in one of your dreams, because horses have been a part of my healing, part of my safety and my freedom and my return to self. So the question isn't, what does this symbol mean in a dream dictionary? The real question to ask yourself is, what does this symbol mean to me? In my body, in my life, in my relationships? What does this mean to me right now? And the method that I use is simple, and you can do it even if you remember only one image. And I call it real. REAL, because dream work becomes powerful when it gets real, when it really lands in your life. So step one is R, recall. When you wake up, capture the dream fast before your mind begins to edit it, because your mind will edit it. And then what I like to do is just note down 3 to 5 bullet points of what happened, the strongest image, and also the strongest emotion, the strongest feeling. And here's the key. When you can reduce the dream down to like a single snapshot, if you only had one photo, one still photo from the dream, what would it be? And if you have a dream in mind right now, you could type, what's one image that came up? Put it in the comments, just the headline image. Because this is where my work gets really practical. I ask where this is where my work gets practical, because I ask where in the dream, when I had the dream and I remember it, where do I feel that in my body? Where do I embody that? And, is it in your throat, your chest, or your belly? Maybe it's in your jaw or your hands, because your body often tells the truth before your mind explains it away to you. So let's do this together for just a moment. I invite you to unclench your jaw, drop your shoulders, and then take one slow breath in and a longer breath out. And now when you think of that dream image, where do you notice it? Where do you feel it? Because that sensation is part of the interpretation for the meaning of your dream. And I also use a few questions that rarely fail me. So what's the emotional climate of the dream? Not the plot, the climate. Does it feel urgent? Does it feel tender, exposed? Maybe it feels wild. Do you feel trapped? Or does it feel bright? Just notice, what is that emotional climate? And then, what part of me is this? Because dream characters and objects, they are often like an inner constellation. So they represent inner parts of yourself. There could be the protector, there could be the orphaned part, the fierce part. There's the part that wants freedom, or a part that wants to speak. And you can ask, if you're feeling fear, you could say, what would I do if I wasn't afraid? And this question, I find it to be especially powerful in lucid dreams, because sometimes the dream literally presents a fear image, and your growth is in how you respond. And that can be so empowering. And then another question is what is asking to be integrated? Not fixed, not defeated, to be integrated, to be woven into the wholeness that is you. And then link it to your real life. This is where it becomes really transformative. I ask, where is this very same pattern showing up in my life right now? Is it in my relationships? Is it in how I speak, or in how I stay silent? Is it in my boundaries, in my creativity, or is it in what I'm avoiding? And if I want to make it even simpler, I use my 2-path lens. I'll ask, is this dream showing me a place that I'm living from fear or survival and control? Or is it inviting me toward truth, love, life, connection, heart connection? And that one question can clarify an entire dream. So let's talk next about lucid specific. When I become lucid, I do one of 3 things. First, I would pause and breathe. I literally just slow down inside because lucidity isn't just awareness, it's regulation. And then, second, I ask the dream directly. I'll say out loud in the dream, "What are you trying to show me?" Or "What do you represent?" Or "What do you want me to know?" And then sometimes the dream will answer with words. Sometimes it just answers with an image that feels maybe like a download. And the third thing I do is I turn towards the strongest symbol. So if there's something really scary or intense, I practice this. I don't attack it. I don't run. I get curious. I might say something like, "You're allowed to be here. What are you protecting?" And that question alone, it can change absolutely everything because so much of what frightens us in our dreams is actually a protective part carrying an old energy within us. So if you want to start tonight practicing this, here's what I recommend. Before bed, at least 2 minutes before bed, you want to put your phone away and then have a notebook and put it by your bed with something to write with. And then say one sentence to yourself: "Tonight, show me what wants my loving attention." And then for during the day to prep yourself, a few times today or tomorrow, you can ask, "Am I dreaming?" And then just take a moment and look at your hands, maybe look at a clock, read a word twice, because in dreams, those things often shift. And then practicing this habit, it actually will help to increase lucidity. And then when you wake up, write down the snapshot image, that feeling that you had. Notice, write down where you felt it in your body, and then one sentence. This might be about, and then just allow yourself to write whatever comes to you and keep it gentle. There's no pressure. I want to end this by sharing that your dreams are not here to shame you, and they're certainly not here to punish you. They're often here to restore relationship with yourself, with truth, with a capital T, and with the part of you that's been waiting to be met. And if you take nothing else from this, take this. The dream, it's not the enemy. The dream is the doorway. So I want to thank you. Thank you for being here with me live. I do see that you've been here. I appreciate that. And let me know in the comments if you want to, if this resonates with you. And then I'll do more of these where we can explore other dreams and interpretations together. And for today, may you rest deeply and may your inner world meet you with kindness.